Okay, so let's go and kind of post-process our image. And first you'll notice I have it Photomatix Pro open, and we'll take our HDR image and open this. You can do this in any other HDR processing, including inside the Photoshop. I just kind of have my presets in this application, reason why I'm using. So we'll go import image and click on tone mapping. And you'll notice it's got way more information in with our image in HDR. So this is the reason why I kind of want to process to bring some of those details. Okay. And right this moment, we can actually click and you can see preview some leaves. Overall, what I want to do is bring some of those details, and it's already, you can see instead the green blob right there, we have it all this shape of the leaves. As well, we add some texturing details to our roof. It does not look the flat, it's add all these elements. So yeah, it's look much more interesting as well. Okay, now we can modify string, add on higher kind of contract. I think color saturation, let's take a little bit down. I don't need too saturated. We have it our details contrast right, smooth highlights a little bit down maybe. White point will bring over all brightness, and I don't think I want this. I will bring actually a bit more down because it will bring some details. And this is not our main image. This is the image going overlay and bring some details. The problem is only right here with HDR will start bringing some of those grain in, so we need to be very careful how we use it. And rest I will just leave it as default. We'll go click apply. It will apply tone mapping to our image. In the sharpening, just add a little bit more sharp to this. Done. And we'll go click file. Want to be sure we save it properly, and I want to save it actually as TFF. So right here we go save, and it saved our render lake house large TFF. So it's what I want to do. At this point we can actually go ahead and close this app. Okay, so inside the Photoshop, here's our image, and you can see we have it our PSD we save, and also we have it our TFF. You can see tone map it, so you can see have quite a bit adjustment on some details, and that's what I wanted. So next step, I want to take this image and just put it on top of Photoshop of our image, and we can adjust the position so they kind of sync together. Again, I don't necessarily want this image because you can notice how much noise it's introduced, and we can rework some of this noise, but overall, I do like some of the texture it's actually applied to our roof. To keep it, let's go HDR for this one we call. To add some details, we need to use some mask and apply this. So I'm going to create mask for our HDR. We'll take our brush, and I want to be sure that it's a soft brush instead, and we want to have it white. And let's go set opacity to 10%, so we don't want very high. And let's on a mask press Ctrl or Command I to inverse, so we kind of hide the image. And now with the brush selected, we can actually brush in details in those areas that we wanted. Of course, the roof getting a little bit wider, so it's a brighter roof. Kind of stay a little bit off, but we will use it later techniques called dodge and burn to bring back some of those shadows that we may be losing. But overall, it is, you can see how it's bring very nice texturing back to our house. So it's what I want to do. As well, a little bit right here in the plants. And again, just look right on the plants in this area, and you can see how it's reduced some flatness. We do lose the shadows, but how I said before, we are going to bring back some of those shadows. Okay, we're going to add all these details to our plants. There you go. So we introduce them. Next, I don't want to do on rocks, water, or sky. However, this we maybe want to just touch up a little bit, just in the main cloud, not on those ones elements, to bring a little bit shadows. But overall, here we have the before and after. We added a little bit bring details, because if we dodge and burn, we'll bring back our shadows in those areas. Okay, so this is step one. Next, I want to kind of start touch up on some elements, just add additions that a little bit hard to do in Vue, like for example, water splashes. Or even let's look like right here. What if we take this cobblestone and put right a little bit on the back? We'll go to create new layer. Let's call it road. And we'll take stamp tool. Let's zoom a little bit closer. And with the stamp tool, we actually can a little bit reduce, hold Alt key or Option, so we can select the area we wanted. And you can see we can start painting. So let's go set to 30% on opacity. And we can kind of start painting in some of these elements. Again, I want to click on align. So as when we start moving around, this will a little bit align. So we'll do like a little bit like right there. So not too much, just a little bit texture. You know, maybe even click right there and add kind of texturing a little bit more. I think this is okay. We could also, if you wanted to, add plants in some areas we're missing. Not necessary, but just examples so we can do this as well as right here. You know, if you feel you're missing somewhere plants, you can kind of touch up on some of those areas. But I think those ones was looking good without. And right there you can see on a road, just small touch up. Kind of add elements to these. Okay, now let's work on the water. So we'll go call splashes. Okay, we'll reposition. Let's zoom in right here, and then water going okay. In Vue, actual water is processed nicely, but it does not have this dynamics for us. What I want with them creating splashes. It's have additional objects we can create, post it, but I found out it's much easy just process with other elements, like for example Ron's water file, and this is brushes. They're available for you on a DAS website, so you can download it, and you can see they have it waves. They also have it splashes, and it's actually what we're going to use some of these elements to just add them to our scenery. For example, let's go take this splash. Okay, and we want to reset to 100%, opacity, flow 100, smoothing 10, and we'll go 100% white. Let's go to reduce a little bit. And just example, so if we put it right here, you can see how it's add splash to this. Again, we need kind of select similar color, so I'm selecting, or maybe not. Let's go back to our white, and we'll just add a little bit splash. So add one right here, and we can after just take a little bit down. So if we look on an image, it just have a little bit of the water. Again, I don't know again if this one will work. We kind of need to look closer, but I'm not sure if this is too strong splash. We kind of need it a little bit more less intense, and I need to look, yeah, like this one. Let's see. Yep, it's still a little bit too intense. Let's go back to water lines and waves. So the water line, this may work a little bit actually better for us. Okay, like this one, we'll set smaller. Yeah, that one will work a little bit better. So we can, example, go right here, add small waterline, and we'll readjust a little bit later. Yes. So that one, let's go select another one. No, it does not look good. Actually, you know what? I don't think this one is even look very good. So we can go and remove that one. Okay, let's see what other ones we have. Waves as well. Waves maybe try work. So overall, it is try to find a properly looking elements, but we don't want to do too heavy, because it is kind of calm water. I just want to just add a little bit like this, maybe even small waves. Okay, this is still a little bit too strong waves. This one went, yeah, that one is better. So we need just to find right wave. So we'll go add right here. Yeah, that one look way better. Okay, so we'll do this wave. Let's select a little bit wave right there. We want to add small waves. Right here a little bit, I think. Actually, let's move this just out. It's kind of almost like a adjustment. Okay, let's go find this one wave. It's kind of going on opposite side for us. Yeah, that one will a little bit better. Okay, almost like wave. Yeah, that one will look better. Okay, we still have a just small segment adjustment need to do in that area. So this is the splash. I think this is a little bit too big splash, but we could put it a little bit right here. Okay, let's zoom out. So we add some of this, and let's take them down. So they will be right here, but you can see just a little bit almost forming, because it is kind of calm water. It's not very strong water, but it does add this. Okay, so just add a little bit because it's small details, not too much. And if, let's go right here. And if, for example, this does not look right, we can always going to adjust, like for example one, and I saw it does not look smooth right here, so we're going to come closer, like this element. We'll just set to 10% opacity on a black and kind of touch up so it does look a little bit more as a form or a kind of light, like right there. However, we could also just going to take a little bit normal color. Okay. Okay, for example, let's go take simple brush. We take white color, a little bit smaller, and we can always just go and like a little bit touch up just to add that foam effect to some of those elements. So here, maybe a little bit add even smaller, like right there, you know. And because we're working with the texture, we can and we can just add some elements. Okay, let's go to maybe about 40%, just not too much, 20%. So we'll just add to this element just a little bit outline, kind of like water a little bit. There you go. Just small touch ups right here as well. A little bit maybe on a shorter line. You know, just create small strokes. When we look, let's add a little bit to the water. Again, if it's too much, we can go ahead, take even more down. But I think let's add some additional, to the water. We can see add a little bit more elements to this. Okay, so next things, we're going now to just work a little bit on the windows. I think it's too bright right here. We'll add shadows, and we'll do this in a second part of this retouching.